Well, jeepers! You're listening to Smash or Pass.
Hey everyone, welcome to another video on the JayBee
Hey.
and Milly channel. Today we are going to be reviewing episode 4 of the Scooby Doo show, which is What a Shocking Ghost. JayBee, as this is a relatively old episode, for people who haven't seen it for a while or for the newer audience that haven't seen it at all, a plot summary please.
Yeah, so we are in the snowy mountains of a snowy place when...
Please no much.
We are in the snowy... We are in the snowy mountains of a snowy place.
On a snowy day, and it is snowing.
When the 10,000 volt ghost appears. Oh my lord. When the 10,000 volt ghost appears. See, this is mad. We have one unprofessional episode and one professional episode. So, Scooby and the gang arrive at this place and they hear about the 10,000 volt ghost that's ruining the owner's business and no one knows what's going on. But it seems to track back to an unfortunate incident when, yep, someone called a Voltner gets turned into the... It's ridiculous, actually. Someone called Voltner supposedly goes missing, and the 10,000 volt ghost appears. Who is it? I don't know. To me, it's a mystery. Who do you think it is, Milly?
I don't know, but we're going to find out in this episode. So, the gang are at kind of like an abandoned ski town, and can it just be said, they're in the winter outfits here, and I really like them.
I love them. There's like toys of these, and they're difficult to get in the UK, but I'm going to find the Daphne one on there, and I'm going to love it. I'm going to love it up. I'm going to give it some loving.
Okay, one day we will find you those, but let's talk about the 10,000 volt ghost, because for me, when we first saw this in this episode...
Please don't. What?
Don't what?
What?
You said please don't
I thought you were going to hurt it.
No, when we first saw it in this episode, I was like, I love this. It's a great concept. And it's something that is such a good concept and so unique. Like, it's not just like a standard costume. It's like they have messed with electricity a little bit. And I feel like it's something that, you know, Monsters Unleashed, because it was such a good concept, they managed to adapt it really well. And it's so iconic that when you, like, for me, like, watching the new Trick or Treat movie, seeing this outfit was when my heart, like, I physically felt it in my heart, like, oh my gosh, this movie's going to be great. It's really done well. I was just really happy to see the 10,000 volt ghost.
Yeah, I think it blends the line between humanoid and not humanoid perfectly. Like, yes, it's got its two legs stood up and it's got its arms and it's got a head. It looks humanish. But I think because of the way it's not only been designed, because it's got the build of, is it like a clay monster at the end of, like, Where Are You? Which I didn't like as much of this, but the animation just looks so fluid. Like, it always looks like it's on the move, even when it's staying still. And I think that's exactly what you need from an electric-based ghost. It's like maybe one of my top 5 villains of all time.
Well, not only that, because it actually plays on one of your biggest fears as well,
Oh,
like the
gosh,
electricity thing.
Which is actually stupid. I am actually scared of electricity. I don't think that's a common fear, but I am actually very scared of electricity.
I find it amazing because bearing in mind you're sat in front of your laptop that has a wire going into it for the electric power, that has a wire coming out of it heading into a microphone, again electricity. You've got a light right above you.
No, it's like certain things. I think spark, like, you know, whenever you plug something in and sometimes you see the light flash on.
Yeah, you see a little blue.
That damages my mental health. That time that I used to have that big wire, you know, that dangerous as hell wire.
Oh, the blue one.
And it used to spark. Like, it actually used to... I can't believe we sat there. We must have been so young and stupid. But we sat there and it used to spark sometimes. That damages my mental health. Like, little sparks. Oh, I just can't do them. Like, and static shocks, I will scream if I get a static shock. Like, literally scream. Because I'm that scared of the thought of it, the sensation. Like, oh my gosh. Like, you can stick the biggest snake in the world in front of me, and to me, it wouldn't be as scary as a spark of electricity. I'm not kidding. I don't know what it is.
Didn't you want water speakers?
Yeah, I do. No, because it's different. It's because I'm a water baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that electricity is never more dangerous than when it's near water.
Yeah, I know that. I play Pokemon, but because it's super effective. But
Oh, I'm sorry, I should know that. I've not played Pokemon.
you have played Pokemon.
Or at least I knew that before playing Pokemon.
No, because I know for a fact that it's super effective. But the thing that I'm saying is, all fears supposedly come from childhood.
Oh god.
So I have no clue what happened to me in my childhood that's made me scared of electricity. I literally I've not got the faintest idea. Speculate in the comment section down below. I can't think what. Maybe my parents were like hit by lightning or something. I don't know. Something must have happened.
Okay, so progressing on with the episode, we see the Voltner flashback that explains how he went missing. Climbing up, is it called like a pylon or something, those things that carry electricity?
It's a thing, isn't it? It's like a hidden Tesla from Clash of Clans.
Okay, and after the flashback,
No, can we talk about how stupid this is? Like,
no, I kind of like it.
Because you liked it and I hated it.
No,
the
I liked
fact that it's someone called Voltner, like, and I'm used to weird names like Otto Octavius in Spider-Man being Doc Ock, like Dr. Octopus, and I'm sure there's many other like this like.
No, because back in the day, your last name was based on your profession, and his profession was to do with electricity. So Voltner.
No, it's ridiculous.
Like
So
Smith used to mean blacksmith.
this is meant to be a mystery. And there's a 10,000 volt ghost and a guy called Voltner. It sounds like some of those WWF wrestling names. Like, here we have the Electric Voltner.
Do you know what WWF is?
Yeah, like John Cena and
That's
that.
WWE.
Okay, what's WWF?
That's like the World Wildlife Foundation.
Isn't
Like
that-
it like saves like pandas and stuff.
Okay, I like the W.
Did you never have to see that in school where you'd see like a slideshow with the music Bad World in the background and you'd just see like pandas and tigers and stuff?
No, I just thought that piano Coldplay song. We just get anti-bullying things. I think it's because you're from the countryside, right?
How is it we didn't get the anti-bullying and you didn't get the pandas?
Because you guys mistreat animals in the countryside. Like, I've seen so many dogs having to sleep outside, I've been tempted to call the police. Whereas in the city, well, it wasn't even a city, but in the close to city, everyone just bullies each other. So there's animal cruelty on one side of the UK and bullying on another
I'm not
side.
affiliated with any animal cruelty. I've not been near a pet in the last decade.
That's negligence.
I'd-
No, you have. We've got a fish.
We do. I like
But
our
okay,
fish.
but we're straying. So it does seem like some type of the WWE name, like someone's chosen that stage name, the Voltner, or like at least in like Spider-Man, Max Dillon has nothing to do with him becoming Electro. It's not like his name's Sam Sparks or something.
To be fair, Voltner does sound like an MCU thing more than it does a Scooby
It does.
surname.
That's the thing that's getting me. It doesn't seem like it's real. It just seems like it's from. Admittedly, I love like Marvel comics, but it does seem like something from Marvel Comics versus Scooby Doo. But that's just me thinking that it's too obvious.
Anyway, we digress.
I'm sure as a kid I must have heard Voltner and gone, I don't know who it is. Like, I'm sure I wouldn't have known, but in hindsight, it's
One
ridiculous.
thing I love about this episode is, you know, when Scooby has that like montage where he's like building himself up.
When he gets pumped up,
Yeah, I love the music scene in that. I was so happy with it.
I don't know what you're on about, to be honest.
What?
I must have missed it.
It's like do 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 do, and it was like really like pumped up. It was good.
Was he pumped up?
Mhm.
Okay.
So they find some seeds and realise that they're probably from the pet shop, which is where they go to investigate next. And I think the scene where they interrogate the parrot is hilarious, because it's kind of like that parrot gets the better of Velma.
Well, here's what I like. Yeah, and this is where my point comes across with the show in general. I said that this is pretty much the style of Where Are You, with the ambition and scope of the new Scooby Doo movies. And I think this amplifies, no pun intended, like an amp, this like amplifies that point even more, because they can just have like a 2-second tangent, But because they go to a pet store, like they could have gone to anything, like a graveyard, which they could have reused, or a white room, which is mysterious. But they went to a pet store, which gave them scope to animate a monkey, a parrot, rats. Like, it just seemed like they weren't lazy with the settings.
Not only that, the parrot gives me Pericles vibes.
No, we'll discuss that later, because he scares me.
I think that's why I enjoyed it. Okay, sorry.
Well, electric's super effective to flying as well. So the 10,000 volt ghost versus Pericles.
This isn't a Pokemon starter podcast.
Well, I've always wanted a Pokemon podcast, so let me live vicariously through myself for a moment.
Okay, moving on.
Comment down below, Pericles versus 10,000 volt ghost.
We now get an amazing chase scene.
WWE.
Which is that kind of cabinet filing drawers. I love it. This was, you know how I said each one of these episodes has unlocked a core memory for me?
Yeah.
This filing
and
cabinet
that's the
thing's
intro
one
as
of them.
well.
It is, but it was definitely like that. I remembered this scene from the episode, not the intro because of the part.
They should bring the 10,000 volt ghost back again, and the chase song should be like that danger, danger, high voltage. Oh, I hate electricity.
So you can make jokes about volts, but when they want to include it in a character's name, you're going to start like a petition against stupidity.
Leave me alone, it's not my vault.
Oh, God.
It isn't though.
You're right, we do one professional episode and then it all goes downhill. Right. Back on track.
This is good.
One thing I want to talk about,
Concentrated
the traps
commentary
in this series are so good.
Oh God, we've only been recording like 10 minutes.
The other one was 25, JayBee.
And it was concentrated. It was 25 minutes of concentrated commentary.
Okay, congratulations.
This is lunacy.
Right, I want to talk about the traps in this series because they're
now?
so good and they all always work. Like this one, like the magnet works. They all roll up into a ball and end up right outside the courthouse. The one before where they used the dough to trap the gator, like all Fred's traps seem well thought out.
Is that
there was
sound?
science behind this one. And it actually works. You know, quite often you get Fred sets the trap goes wrong, and then all chaos ensues and it all works out right in the end. I really like this one, how like it just works. It works well and I enjoy it.
I think my least favourite episodes are when the Mystery Machine is treated as not the Batmobile, what do they call it? The Bat Belt, the utility belt, or when it's treated as the sonic screwdriver, when everything it needs to do, it can do because story. So there was an episode of Where Are You that I hated because out of nowhere, suddenly Shaggy decided to bring his train set along and they had everything they needed for the most elaborate, ridiculous trap ever. But I think you're right. I think here, for all it's like, where is the massive magnet? It's at least grounded in some type of science, although I don't know if you can attract electricity with magnets.
I did triple science. I'm going to say you can.
I did nothing science.
Or at least that metal can affect frequencies of electricity, maybe?
Yeah, and I feel like even maybe the cyber chase owes a bit to this episode from that kind of magnet routine, right? To an extent.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking stuff out now. Yeah, because ultimately all that electricity was there as a cloud. It wasn't conducted by anything a metal conducts it. So, okay, ignore me. I also really like how part of it include that ski ramp as well, because like you say, it wasn't just here's the magic bag of tricks that we leave in the Mystery Machine. It was very much a using the surroundings, let's have the ski slope.
Again though, I think this is the only thing lacking from this series. I think a lot of these kind of mountain sequences could have done with a song. I'm missing a song. I don't think I missed it in the moment, like I did sometimes with Where Are You or with the new Scooby Doo movies, but I don't think it would have hurt the episode at all, and I think it may have complemented it, but...
It wouldn't have hurt it, but I think we're building up to what's new. Do you know what I mean? Because ultimately, I think that's what you're referencing here. That was the peak. It was, here's the chase scene, here's the chase song, here's the trap at the end. Everything's fantastic. They've perfected the formula. But for me, this is such a big step up from Where Are You, from the new Scooby Doo movies. It might not be at the what's new era ready.
I think it's got better so far, better and better with each show.
Yeah, they're taking the steps to get to what's new, and then it'll all go downhill from there. And
What the heck?
We'll end up with like, oh gosh, what's that one called that I've not seen, the newest one? Oh, and
gosh.
Guess Who, yeah. So we build up to what's new, and then it all comes crashing down, and we're left with, and Guess Who.
That being said, though, Trick or Treat has warmed me up to the Guess Who art style.
The art style's fine, it's the concept that's
I
terrible.
thought the art style was kind of boring, but then just seeing it in action and get in Trick or Treat, I'm like, maybe.
And hear me out here, like, it's like going back to the new movies with the guests, right? Yeah. If you're going to go back to one series, you don't go back to the new movies. Like, they were fine for the time, but like, it's like what's new that was lightning in a bottle. It's Mystery Incorporated that had the storyline within the episodes that was incredible. You don't go back to the new movies. But we're digressing completely.
Well, I think
ultimately, they've ended up outside the jail at the kind of the jail in a big snowball, and as JayBee said right from the start, because he spoiled it all for us,
what the heck?
It was Volna.
Oh yeah, I spoiled that, right? That was like a massive, heartbreaking spoiler for people that the 10,000 Volt Ghost was the guy called
but
Volna.
also the mayor was involved as well, trying to get the property cheap.
You know what? That's a good point. That's a good point, because it was like a double unmasking in a sense.
Yeah.
But also, I think I found an Easter egg. So,
I thought it was a winter episode, not an Easter one.
So, did you think that the Scooby's interrogation outfit in the parrot scene looked exactly like that hunk from Supernatural's outfit after Scooby Natural?
I don't
kind
remember.
Of beige trench coat and the red ascot. So I think that might be an Easter egg. That Scooby Natural could have used this episode to have that Easter egg. I don't know though, but I don't think
Jensen Ackles, if that's the name, it's one of the two.
It's not Jared Padalecki because he's the other one.
I don't think you could consider them, what did you say, a hunk?
Yeah, he is a hunk.
No.
He is a hunk.
No,
he is a hunk.
no.
He's a hunk.
No.
Okay, how were we watching Love Actually last night and you were like, oh yeah, Hugh Grant, he's a hunk. But Jensen Ackles
just
isn't
getting
a
revenge
hunk.
for your Geller thing. Like, Hugh Grant's not a hunk either.
Jensen Ackles.
They're both alright, but they're not hunks.
Jensen Ackles is a hunk.
We need to hurry up and get this over with because Owen's on I'm a Celebrity and that's the definition of...
No, come on, let's not get disrespectful. But Jensen Ackles is a hunk.
Oh, God, no.
You know what, one day
There's a difference between okay and a hunk.
Okay, I'm going to have a podcast one day, and it's going to be in many years, it's going to be a spin-off.
Oh, God.
And it's going to be called Hunk or Not a Hunk. And it's going to be reviewing every episode of Supernatural leading up to Scooby Natural and then ending there.
Why?
And if it's a good episode, then it's going to be Hunk. If it's a bad episode, it's going to be called Not a Hunk. So that's my podcast. And it's going to be it's going to be called The Road to Scooby Natural. You don't know that he's a hunk. He is a hunk. He is a hunk. Okay. So
Special pass.
So this episode is a bit ridiculous. It suspends my belief somewhat.
Boo.
But I can't escape from the fact that it's such an interesting setting. They do actually give a backstory to the point where it isn't the ghost of someone long gone or something. I think it's the first time that it's an actual tangible person has gone missing or has gone through an accident and now they're the ghost. A little bit superhero origin story like, but it's actually kind of chilling when you think about it. So, and the 10,000 Volt Ghost, one of my favourite villains ever. So it's a clear smash or it's a hunk. What about you, Millie? Would you smash or pass What a Shocking Ghost?
I'd say that for me this is a definite smash. I'd possibly go as far as to say it's even my favourite episode so far this series. I love the villain, I love the location, I love that you get the backstory a little bit as well. it feels like they made more progress with this 24-minute episode than any of the new movies did with double that amount of time, in the fact that you did get to establish the location, you got to establish the backstory, yet there was still a cohesive kind of like build-up sequence. There was a good kind of like trap sequence. It was just incredible. I think it's a fantastic episode, and it's a very strong smash.
And that's the good thing about this that we've not even mentioned. These episodes are half the runtime of the new Scooby Doo movies. I think if we didn't want to put out so much content, the new Scooby Doo movies should have been one a week, really. But this runtime is a gift.
I want to say the issue with the new movies is that they actually had too much time to fill.
Yeah.
This benefits from being shorter, but they're still getting everything in there.
It is a gift. It is a gift. I'm curious to know what other ones are this length, what other ones are new Scooby Doo movies length, because I think this is the sweet spot.
I want to say that, like, within all the new movies, they like had to repeat an element. Do you know what I mean? It was, you were in the mystery machine going along the road. You met the guest. You met the villain. You had a bit of a chase sequence. You spent a bit of time with the guest. You saw the villain. You had a bit of a chase sequence. So that was all repeated. Then there was the trap. Then there was the unmasking. Whereas here it's a lot kind of smoother across the board. No repetition. A lot better.
Can I therapize you for a second?
Oh, God.
Are you okay?
Why?
Every episode gets worse and worse for you. So in the last one, you hated Scooby Doo. In this one, you don't think Jensen Ackles is a hunk. What's going to happen next time?
We're back to Scooby Doo. I can tell you what's going to happen.
It's not good, is it?
Alright, so we hope you all enjoyed this episode.
It's not a good day.
Today's Wednesday. We'll see you in Friday's episode.
Wait,
where we
is
will
it...
be reviewing the Headless Horseman of Halloween.
Wait, is it December yet?
Halloween.
Is it December yet?
No, isn't today the 30th?
I don't know.
Yeah, and Thursday is the 1st.
Ooh, so this is the
Because
last day.
don't we meet Grey Delisle on Saturday the 3rd?
Oh my god, are you kidding me? We were meant to announce that.
I just did.
Jesus, right, okay, so there's going to be a more ceremonious video about that, I think.
Before this one.
That's mad, that is.
Yeah, we'll do a video before this one goes out.
Mad.
We'll do a video before this one goes out.
But then, okay, if we are meeting Grey Delisle on what? The Saturday? These could be our last week of content creation of all time. Because I could get arrested for life.
We're ending the episode there.